So now guys, let's try to understand how we can take the initial access of a device. How we can take the initial access of a firewall. Okay. So generally, if you will see in your Palo Alto firewall, basically, when you will receive a new box altogether in your office, it's a brand new firewall. And now what you wanted to start doing some configuration on that particular box. What are the steps you have to follow? Because the very first task for you is to get the access of this box, get the access of this particular firewall. Okay. So, if you will see this particular diagram, I have here this management port and we do have this console port. Nowadays, there is a console port which is RJ4551, and also we have a USB port as well. We can use as a console port as well for this USB one. So now, very first task which we used to perform always. See, by default in your Palo Alto firewall, this management interface, it has one IP address which is 192.168.1.1/24. This is the default IP address in your Palo Alto firewall hardware appliance in the management interface. Now, if you want to gain the access of this device, what you can do, you can connect one cable here into this management port and another part of this RJ45 cable you can connect with your PC NIC card. In your PC NIC card, you can just configure 192.168.1.20/24 IP address. Now, this IP address of your firewall management interface and your PC IP address both are in the same subnet? Yes or no? If they are in the same subnet, which means we can able to take the access. Now, by default, in your Palo Alto firewall, in the management interface, ping, HTTPS, and SHS. Those three services is by default enabled in this particular management port. Means someone can able to ping the IP address of this firewall, someone can able to do the SHS on the IP address of this particular firewall, and someone can also able to access this firewall by using HTTPS in the web browser. Now, when you will access via SHS or HTTPS, it will ask you to enter the username and password. So the default username and password in your Palo Alto firewall is admin. Default username and password in your Palo Alto firewall is admin. Now, what I'll do, let me just share two images, guys, in our WhatsApp group. So if you will see, that first image I have already shared. If you will see right now on my Palo Alto firewall, that particular console port is not connected. Apart from this management port, now, second option, if we don't want to connect with the PC NIC card, what? We have this console option. What we can able to do, we can connect the console cable. One part of the console cable with your Palo Alto Firewall console port and another part of that console cable with your PC. So right now I have the console cable. So if you will see the second picture which I'm sending right now in the group again. In the second picture you will see I have connected the console cable. I have connected my console cable. So you can just save those images for your reference. And now another part of that console cable, let me connect into my PC. So I have connected one part of that console cable with my laptop. and I have a one in the that console cable. At the one side it's a RJ45 where I have connected with the Palo Alto, and other basically side of this console cable is the USB port. So I have connected with my USB port, and after that what you have to do? You have to basically type here device manager. You have to type this device manager. When you will type this device manager in your Windows, you can able to see it has this port detail here. From here you have to find out the COM port. And in USB to serial, this is my console cable. I'm using COM8. So now I will open my putty. Here I will select the serial. I will select here COM8. I will leave this speed and everything by default. Click on open. Just wait now. Hit enter. You can see it is asking to enter the username and password. Username is admin. Password. First time when you will enter the password, it's admin, but because this firewall I am already managing. So you can see password I have entered of this particular box. Now you can see I got the access of this device. I got the access of this particular device via the console cable. So this is how we can also get the access of this device by the console cable. We can run this command once we have the access. So system info. This is the best command, and this command will show you everything. This command will show you everything. All the details of this particular box. Like it will include the details like host name, IP address of your management interface, net mask, default gateway, IP assignment. We are using the static IP assignment. MAC address. MAC address is most important. This is most important part because when you will connect the Palo Alto Firewall management interface like M0 by 0 with your switch, let's suppose F0 by 0 by 1. You have mentioned in your diagram you have to connect at switch side on F0 by 0 by 1. But let's suppose that field engineer, he has just done the wrong connectivity. He has connected on F0 by 0 by 2, or maybe F0 by/0/1 by 2 on this one. Then how you will rectify? So you need that MAC address. You will just get this MAC address. You will log in into this switch and check where this MAC address is learning, on which port you are learning that MAC address. And that's how we will solve this particular problem if someone has connected your firewall management interface with different port number. Where different port number. Then we can define the, here we will get the model number, we will get the time on the device, serial number, base MAC, software version. This is the operating system I'm running on this particular firewall. Here you will see the global protect client version, device dictionary version. Then we have a app version. This is the app signature version I'm running. You will get app release date. This is the date when this app version has been released. AB release date and AB version. This is the version I'm running for antivirus. For threat prevention, wildfire, URL database, global protect, DLP version, logDB version. all those type of details, multi-tenancy, multiple virtual system is enabled, means I can able to configure the multiple virtual system in this box. So those are the details which we will basically get by using this particular command. Now, so guys, I'm just disconnecting this particular console cable. I'm just removing from my PC. I have removed, so you can see connection has been, the connection is disconnected. Close. So this is how we have to get the COM port details. Once you have a COM port details, you can open your putty and you can just get the access of your firewall. Now, once you have the, or let me also tell you one thing. See, when you will get the initial access of the firewall, you have a two option as I have mentioned. We can get the access using management port. Either we can get the access using console port. What is the best way in production environment? We always get the access of the firewall using the console port. Once we will get the access, username is admin and password is admin. This is the username and password we have to enter. Once we will get the access, what we have to do now, we have to do some management settings configuration. What are those settings includes? The very first setting is your management interface IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS, NTP. If we have a proxy, then we will configure the proxy, time zone, host name, certificate, login banner, password policies, login banner, password policies, certificate. If we are planning to manage this device with Panorama, then Panorama IPs, usernames, or I can say admin accounts. If we have multiple administrators, so we will add those usernames as well. Now, those are the settings which we have to generally configure with regards to the management communication. With regards to the management communication, you can connect your management port like this, console port like this. You need a console cable. For management connectivity, you need a RJ45 cable. Now, once you will complete that configuration of management, now how you will able to manage, how you can able to make the configuration in your firewall, what are the ways? So the very popular or the most efficient way is web interface. We will just open our browser and we will just type https and the IP address of our management interface of our firewall. We will gain the access and we will get the GUI access of the device, and we can able to do all type of configuration changes. We can able to do all type of configuration changes. The second way, if you want to manage this device using the CLI, then we have a two options. Either we can take the access via SHS. So on which IP you will do the SHS? You will do the SHS on the management interface IP address on which we did the GUI access. Either we can get the access by a console cable. Then the third tool, we can also manage this particular firewall using Panorama. We can manage this firewall using Panorama. And the fourth one, we can also manage the same firewall using REST API or either the XML API, means we can connect this firewall with the automation tools like Blackbox, Tufin, AlgoSec. Those are the tools. And also we can use the plain API, XML API or REST API. We can use the plain API. We can get the API access of the device. And if you know all the stuff, you can able to make those changes as well. So we have a 4 ways to manage your Palo Alto devices. And they will ask in your interview, what are the 4 ways? What are the ways to manage the what are the ways to manage your firewall? Web interface, SHS or console for CLI, Panorama for the centralized management, and REST API or XML API as well we can use if we want to use some automation tool like Python, Ansible, all of them. Those are the 4 ways of managing this particular firewall. They will support REST API or the XML APIs. Let me just see. Control V. Admin. Let me put the password. Just wait here. Directly it is opening like that, but I want to open the API access of. Let me show you something with the Palo Alto firewall. Generally, API access is already enabled, I guess, on this box, as far as I know. So we have to enable the XML APIs. And that's how those are the commands that's how we can able to send the commands using the curl and all, okay, by using your tools with regards to the XML APIs. See, we have a curl, we can use the post. There's a one more thing. Let me see, you will get the results like that. You can fetch the details, you can issue the show command. So I know there is a, I think I'm not able to, let me use the API browser. Okay, this is what I wanted to use. HTTPS firewall IP/API, right? This is what we have to type, then why we are not getting? Control C, open in incognito mode. Admin. /API. I'm not sure why it is not going actually to the API URL. So what I can do, let me add one admin role. Don't worry guys, okay. API role. It's not loading properly. Let me log in into this particular device. I'll go into the roles. Let me add the role here. API role. I will enable everything. Let me enable XML APIs, everything here as well. I want a super user at the CLI. XML APIs, everything is enabled. Click on OK. Go back to administrator. Hemu. No authentication profile. Admin add 123. Admin add 123. Instead of Hemu, let me just use here admin 1. Role based access. And I'll go and I'll just put here API. Just go and just log in. Because I was not having role, so that might be the reason I will not able to get the API access. Now here also everything is visible. Admin 1. Even though all those things basically you will not try API login even though it is not enabled. API role. Then let me add one here, more admin 1. Admin add 123, admin add 123. Role based access and go for the API role. Go and do the commit. Commit is succeeded. Just type here API, hit enter. And you will get the API access. This is the API access, guys. If you want to see some operational commands, like you want, what you want? You want to show some details, check admin details. So admins, submit. Those are the admin details. If you will type all, it will basically show you all the admins. So we have around 4 admins in this device. Okay, so that is your API based stuff. If you want to run like some other show commands, let me just show you. So system, somewhere you will see show system. So system software. Software data is missing. Somehow we are not getting properly. So come back to the system, check info, submit. You can see this is your device info. So system info command, whatever we have seen, that is the details. So this is your API access. Okay. So those are the 4 ways to control this box. And one more thing, guys, when you will get the initial access of your firewall, it will, once you will enter the username, which is admin, and password is also admin, the very first time, what it will ask to change your password. And your password should be 8 characters long. It should have one uppercase character, one lowercase character, and one numeric number or the special character. So I always used to set this password admin at 123. You can also try this Palo Alto 123 exclamation. Those are the 2 ones which I most of the time uses to set the password here. Okay. Now let's try to understand one more thing, guys. See, when you will validate the when you will validate that particular panel information of an hardware appliance. So always we have to refer this hardware appliance, and we have to guide our FE. Who is FE? FE is a field engineer, or SE, which is a site engineer, or maybe the IT support engineer, or the site engineer. Those are the peoples, most of the time they will support you with regards to those type of connectivity. They will visit your data centers, your branch office, because you are not the one who is visiting the data center every time. Those are the people, they used to visit their data centers because they are expert in the cabling and other stuff. They will do visit, and they will basically give you the remote access. They will give you the remote access of the device. So you have to check the data sheet of a particular model, and you have to guide that particular engineer. Where is management port? Where is console port? Where is USB port? Nowadays you can see this type of console port is also coming, which is your type C console port is also there. Where is HSCI port, HA1 port, HA1 backup port, right? All those ports you have to guide. You will always do your research and write down all that information somewhere in your, write that information somewhere, like at where what you have, according to that particular front panel of your firewall. Now guys, remember one thing: when we will connect our firewall management interface, okay, when we will connect our firewall management interface, so like in our case, let me just get the access of my firewall and also my hardware switch. I have this hardware switch. Let me gain the access of both the devices. So this is my switch. If I will run here this command, so running config, you can see this interface called Ethernet 1x0x2 is connected with my Palo Alto Firewall management interface. It's a part of VLAN 10, and I have configured this port as a access port, and I have enabled the port fast as well. If I run this command, so arp all, so arp, then you can see I'm not able to see any ARP for this IP. Oh, great. Let me just ping host google.com. Looks like DNS issue 8.8.8. It has a connectivity. Still, I am not having anything with regards to ARP. So MAC address table. We have to check the MAC address table on the basis of this particular firewall MAC address. So you can get the MAC address by using this command. So system info, use a pipe match, type here MAC, and use this particular MAC address for filtering. But see the format of this MAC address and format the MAC address at the switch end. They are using in 4 octet with dot, but here they have a 2 octet then colon. So last is F799. Look for this F799. This is the one. That particular MAC address I'm learning on F1/0/2. We can, if we have a more, then we can also do the filter. Pipe, then Oh, section is not there. Then use include this keyword. F799 last digit and you will able to get. You can also get those last digit from here. Okay. That's how we will validate the connectivity between your firewall and your switch when we are connecting. When we are connecting. Okay. So those are the things which basically I wanted to discuss with regards to your initial access, and I think it is a last stuff. Okay, it's the last thing. There is no packet flow in this one. Let me just go here in PCNSE day 1. Out of day 1 we have a LIFO packet. So guys, I hope initial access is clear. Just I have explained how we can get the access of this particular box. That's it. Nothing fancy. So guys, this data path you already aware about, right? So let me tell you, see, packet flow is not a that much small topic to understand just in one go. So let me just start with one of the diagram first. So let's take an example. I have my PC here. This is PC1 having IP address 10.1.1.70. It has a connectivity with my switch, and this switch have a further connectivity with the firewall. Ethernet 1x2 interface, and IP address on this interface is 10.1.1.250. This is just a layer 2 switch. Okay. This firewall will have one more interface, Ethernet 1x3, which also have a connectivity with one more switch. This is also L3, L2 switch. This is switch number 2. This is switch number 1. And behind this switch, I have this server. Server 01 having IP address 10.2.2.101. This server running the service on TCP port 22 means SHS we are running on this particular server. Very simple diagram. So guys, this SHS generally runs on TCP port, yes or no? This is the PC. This is the firewall. And this is the server. Now when this PC initiate a packet towards this server, what is the first packet, guys, here? TCP send, right? Yes or no? It's a TCP send packet which is received by the firewall. And when firewall receive this TCP send packet, it will start the processing, right? And how it will do the processing. Now let's try to understand that particular processing. It will process this packet at English stage, then flow lookup. Guys, this time do we see any type of flow in the flow table? Do we have any existing connection in our session table? No, because it's a very first packet, right? So it will do the flow lookup. If it will not found any session in the session table, so what it will do? It will go into the session setup stage, which is also known as slow path. Once it will complete the slow path, it will go into the layer 2 to layer 4 security processing, which is also known as fast path. Layer 2 to layer 4 security processing or fast path. Then the fifth one, do you think guys this packet will go into your app ID and content ID? It will not go because TCP SYN is not having any type of layer 7 payload. There is no layer 7 payload at all. So your TCP SYN never go for your layer 7 inspection, means content ID and app ID will not happen. And the fifth thing, it will directly go into the forwarding stage or egress stage. Those are the 5 states this particular packet will follow according to the packet flow of your Palo Alto firewall, according to the packet flow of your Palo Alto firewall. Now, this server, what he will respond? He will respond with the second packet, and second packet is TCP SYN plus ACK. Now, what is the stages, guys, it will go through? This TCP SYN plus ACK will go through with how many stages? Ingress stage. It will go through with the ingress stage, right? Second one, it will go through the flow lookup. Tell me, for the reply packet, do we have any type of flow in the firewall session table? So below, like 2, 3 peoples, they are saying there is no flow. So you guys will be there in your yesterday session. Yesterday, what I have told. Let's suppose session ID 100 is allocated. So it will create 2 flows, client to server and server to client. And when this server will send the reply, it will match with this server to client flow. So there is a flow in the session table, just remember. And if we have a entry of the connection of the session into the session table, then it will go for the fast path directly. Sometime guys, I will mention fast path, or if I am putting layer 2 to layer 4 security processing, then do not confuse with that. Actual name is layer 2 to layer 4 processing. And fifth one is your forwarding stage. So guys, still here, everyone is in the same page. Till here guys, everyone is in the same page. If you are not in the same page, then revisit the day one recording. Revisit the day one recording, because I will not repeat the things again and again. Okay. If you are not understanding, you are not putting your full attention, then it's your problem, not mine. Now the third one. Because my entire Palo Alto discussion is based on this particular TCP SYN, TCP SYN plus ACK, how they are processing those packets. Then the third one is TCP acknowledgement. Now what we have in TCP, how it will process this packet? Guys, tell me, it will go through with the ingress stage or not? Write yes if it will go, write no if it will not. Follow. So each and every packet used to go through with the ingress stage, because ingress stage. So tell me now, this egg packet will go through with the flow lookup or not? Each and every packet used to go through with the flow lookup. This time flow will be there because session is already created and we are just sending the packet for the same flow, same session. So now it will go towards the first path. And after that, this is fourth number, guys, not fifth. Okay. Then forwarding. Now, now I am adding something here. Now just put your full attention here. Now this fourth packet, it is a HTTP request, or basically HTTP GET request. How this GET request will be processed by the firewall? It will go through with the ingress stage. Then your flow lookup will be done. So this packet go through with the silo path? It never go with the silo path because only the first packet used to go with the silo path. After that, each and every packet they have to follow the first path. Now, will this packet have anything layer 7? At layer 7, do you think we have some information in this packet? If we have some information at layer 7, then this packet will go for the app identification, app ID. Now guys, when it will do the app identification, it will identify which app? It will identify this traffic as a application is web browsing. This particular firewall, now he just identified this. Sorry guys, I am wrong a bit here. See, we are using here SHS. Okay, so it's not HTTP request. Because I have a habit of explaining with the reference to HTTP. It's a SHS request. Okay, and my application is identified as SHS. Okay, this is the application which is identified by this device. Now, fifth one, this packet will go through with the content ID for your thread inspection or deep packet inspection. And the sixth one, it will go into the forwarding stage. Now guys, till here, till 4 packet, everyone is clear with the flow. This is the actual packet flow of your Palo Alto firewall at the states level, at the stage level. We have a 7 packet processing stages, and I'm just putting all of them together. Ingress stage, flow lookup, fast path, app ID, content ID, forwarding stage. Now in the reply, what we will receive? Or I can go in this way. We will get the reply as such a response. Now, how this response will be processed by the firewall? Let's try to understand. So this response will be go through with the ingress stage, then flow lookup, then your fast path. Now tell me one thing. Is this firewall will go through with the app identification or not? Is this packet will go through with the app identification or not? So guys, do not respond blindly. Okay. Just think about it and after that only response. Ahmad, you are right. See, see if we have already identified our application here, then why we will send that packet again through the app engine? Because when your packet go through with the app engine, it requires the CPU and RAM for the processing. Why I will unnecessarily waste my resources? Why I will waste my resources? Because I already done the app identification on my 4th packet. So my 5th packet, this 5th packet will not go through with the app engine. What? It will directly go inside the content ID. That is what I wanted to explain. Now, 5th one is forwarding. Now, you may ask one question here. Let's suppose in between, let's take an example. Here we have a SHS application, which is a standard one. Let's take an example. We are trying to access Facebook. Let's suppose we are trying to access Facebook. So when we will see the first page of Facebook, that time my firewall identify this application as a Facebook base. If on that same Facebook, if I will start using the chat option, then my application shift happens from Facebook base to Facebook chat. If I have start using the uploading, then application shift will happen from Facebook post or Facebook uploading. Then who will basically detect that particular application shift when your application is shifting from one to another? Who will help? Remember one thing. See, your content ID will detect the application shifts. If application is shifting from one application to other, then this application shift is detected by the content ID. And if my content ID is seen, there is a application shifting is happening, then your packet will go from content ID to app engine. Then your packet will go from content identification to app engine to do the further analysis for the application. To do the further analysis for the application. And as you know, this content ID and app ID, those tasks done by the same chip like CE40 or your Jaguar chip. So data we have, we just need to run that data through our app engine or app algorithm to just detect the application shift. So your application shift is always detected by the content engine. Just remember. Okay. How it shift happens, how it works. We have a very nice discussion in your app ID, but here just try to understand if my application is changing the behavior, then your content ID will catch that behavior, catch that particular application shifting behavior, and it will inform to the app engine for enforcing the security policies on the basis of applications. So guys, that is the traffic flow for your TCP send plus ACK, then SHS request and SHS response. Ravinder, I think if you don't know the URL redirection concept, in case of URL redirections, generally what used to happen, we used to receive that new redirection URLs in our browser. Okay. And that time my firewall will start doing the communication with that new URL. So it's a totally a separate connection with the new URL. Okay. Now, guys, this particular flow is clear to everyone. Write in the chat if you have understood, if you have understand this flow. Because this flow I will not repeat once, I will repeat many times. Okay, great. If you know this, let me take a screenshot of this. Mhm. I will see if I will try to share this particular file with all of you. TCP flow image. The session life cycle I will discuss tomorrow. So if you will see in your packet flow stages, they have an ingress stage where mostly parsing related stuff used to happen. It will do the parsing of the packets, and also it will check the errors. Then your flow lookup used to happen. After that, your session setup used to happen. Then your fast path used to happen. Then your app ID, content ID, and egress. Okay, so that is the 7 packet processing stages. Those are some processors and all. Okay, like we have network processor, which is known as NP offload processor, EZ chip, FPGA-S6, security processor, CPU, data plane processor, or KVM processor, or the Octeon processor, hardware offload. This is for the offloader, so it's the same offload, and there's some other offloader is also there, like your for SSL traffic we have a dedicated SSL engine. For IPsec we have a dedicated IPsec chip who can perform the IPsec related task. So I can see, like, can we verify this flow in the firewall? Yes, we can able to verify, but you have to know those advanced level commands. Let me just give you some glimpse of it, because you have asked, so might be I have something. If I can able to bring it, at least this thing will be clear. So where is this one? T-suit. Okay, so if you will see here, this is the packet processing. Okay, it is not in the proper streams. 1 minute. Privacy data, inbound packet tasks with packet, SSL decryption packet dex2. Now my notepad is hanged. Notepad plus plus I will use. So you can see we have received our first packet at your ingress stage. Then you can see your parsing has been started at layer 2, layer 3, IP header, then your layer 4 TCP header. It is performing your flow lookup. And if it will found any flow, like flow this is found, so you can see it is sending the traffic into the fast path, even though this is also not the latest one. Okay, packet stream flow basic. I think this stream has the proper data. We have received packet at ingress stage, L2 parsing, IPv4 parsing, TCP parsing. Those are the flag. It is doing the flow lookup. There is no active flow found, so it will, if there is no session in the session table of flow in the flow table, what it will used to do? It used to send this packet into the silo path, which is a session setup state. Now your packet received into the silo path. It is doing those checks like routing, session setup, routing. It will identify the egress interface and NAT policy, destination NAT, PBF lookup, session setup has been done, right? Session ID has been allocated. So in your silo path, session ID used to allocate, and after that your packet received on fast path. And after fast path, your packet is going for the forwarding stage right here. Pen flow process fast path. Then it is going for the forwarding stage. Then this is what send plus ACK received at ingress stage. There is a flow lookup, active flow has been found. So it is going directly to fast path. It is skip the slow path. Okay. So everything is possible. Only you have to know the commands, how to take the how to run those type of advanced level commands to get the details. Everything is possible in your Palo Alto firewall. Now, so guys, now what I will do in your tomorrow, in your next class, I will start your lab setup. In your next class, I will start your lab setup. And next week, I will also knock out your packet flow. Because for packet flow, I needed minimum 2 hours, 30-minute time to complete. Okay, we will see each and every stage level, ingress stage, what used to happen at egress stage, what used to happen. Okay, so I'm just stopping today here because we don't have much time. I cannot able to complete your packet flow for today.